All right, guys, here we go. First workout of the week. Fitness and Sport is going to do a part 1 3-rep max back squat. So here's my advice. A lot of times when we warm up for 1-rep maxes, we forget kind of this progressive principle of I have to be able to move the bar strongly as I get to the top range. And so what we end up doing is you put the barbell on your back and you get in your warm-up reps and boom, boom, you're down up here real quick. Boom, it's easy, it's fast. One of the problems with moving it that fast is you fail to kind of warm up all the stability muscles of your spine that's going to hold really tight as you get heavier. And as that gets heavier, it's going to be harder for you to press if you're not extremely stable. The other thing is the very end ranges of your muscle, right? So when you get to the very bottom of your squat, as you're starting to come back up, for most people, this is one of the hardest parts. And when you start off and you warm up too fast, like down up out of the bottom real quickly, then what you fail to do a lot of times is warm up that end range that you're going to need to be nice and warm as your weight gets heavier and heavier. So even though it's a 3-rep and it's not a single, what I recommend is as you're warming up, you start off at a nice lighter weight, but get you some slow reps, 3 or 4 slow reps, right? Set your stomach again, then maybe get 3 or 4 faster reps and kind of progressively continue to do that as you get heavier and heavier until you start to get past about 50-60%, at which case you can run the rep as comfortably down up as fast as you would like to. But by that point, you've warmed up the end ranges and you've warmed up your spine. Hoo-yah. Part 2 is going to be 4 rounds of 5 power cleans at 50 to 55%, 12 wall balls, and a 200-meter run. Now check this out. The rest to recover breathing, right, before you start the next round looks like this. You're going to finish out the run, boom, you get back. You're gonna go, or maybe you're mouth to mouth at first. The point in which you feel like you've now reclaimed your breath, right? And you're ready. You feel powerful enough to start the next round. That's when we want you to start the next round. So maybe that's 30 seconds for some people. Maybe it's 2 minutes for others. Doesn't matter how long it takes you. Get back to this rested, kind of relaxed, ready state to kill it again, and then start your power cleans on the next round. All right, part 3 is going to be 4 rounds of 30-second slow, smooth band good mornings, right? So you got on your back, and again, why slow and smooth? Exactly like we talked about for the opening of this. When we get to the end range, we don't want to rush by where we have a lot of opportunity to build muscle at. So keep it slow, going down, slow coming back up. 30 seconds each side Samson stretch. So after your 30 seconds of this, we want you, now that you've hinged all this, we're going to open some of that up doing a Samson stretch. To check out what this looks like, go over to MHCDaily.IG right after this. Too easy, power and iron up. Same thing for this 3-rep max back squat, right? Part 2 is going to be 12 minutes alternating exercise every minute on the minute. Your part 1 is going to be 30 seconds, as many reps as possible, power cleans at 55 to 65%. Now 30 seconds is not really set like where I'm just killing it, I'm getting 1,000 reps. It's long enough to fatigue you for sure, but you want to be stable the entire time. So every one of these reps, even though you're going to be doing them sequentially one after another, getting lots of reps in, make it as clean and as pretty as a 1-rep max. Set, boom, full pull, drop it back down, too easy. Moving quickly, but make them solid reps. Part B here on the next minute is only 20 seconds. Now listen, 20 seconds of tuck jumps, as many reps as possible, is the same thing as eternity. They're the exact same unit of measure, right? So 20 seconds might not sound long, it is eternity. So 20 seconds tuck jumps, jumping as high as you can. Then when you come off, you're gonna have 40 seconds to try to catch your breath. Remember, 5, 7, for 9. Try to recover your breathing, get ready to go back to. If at any point you're breathing so high that you can't get good clean reps on your power cleans, then you can either lower your weight or just shoot for lower numbers, right? So keep it smooth, keep it strong, keep it stable, keep it athletic, then go as fast and get as many reps as possible. Part 3 is gonna be 3 to 4 rounds of a little bit of like hypertrophy and conditioning at the same time. So you're gonna do 8 to 12, somewhere in there. And the reason we have that kind of variance is depending on exactly what you feel like is working good for a stimulus for you, you'll be good. Some people, 8 reps is not quite enough for them to be able to contract into strong. Some people, 12 is a marathon. So it depends. 8 to 12 is what we're looking for, of either using a cable or machine quad extensions. If you want to do bands, 10 to 20 is our rep scheme to adjust for the same things we talked about. then 8 to 12 cable or machine hamstring curls. And again, if you have this ability but don't have these, check out the MHT Daily, right? That's what you're at right now, sorry. Check out the MHT Daily IG demos to look at right after this. And then you guys can see what TDY does right after this as well to accommodate for this exact setup. So 8 to 12 cable to machine hamstring curls, 30-second rest. So now you did like a little hypertrophy or rest. And now you're going to kind of put both of these together with either a bike or a row for calories for 1 minute, right? So you're getting hypertrophy, a little bit of rest, also getting some oxidative conditioning, then a rest again for a minute, and then going back to 3 to 4 rounds, depending on how many you need. Lagging muscle if you want it, mobility majors. Remember, guys, we've been preaching this all month, but the more and more that you can elongate, get longer muscles, the stronger they're going to be through the entire range as you do different movements. It keeps you healthy, keeps you strong, too easy. On to TDY. Boom, switch sides like that, man. It's ninja stuff. Here we go. TDY is going to be part 1 is 4 rounds instead of the back squat. It is as many reps as possible. Belt squats where you hang chain or any kind of strap from a dumbbell or kettlebell with a heavy belt in order to kind of traction out your spine, get good squats in. It lets you get good depth for real without having to worry so much about what your back angle is doing. So that's a good benefit. If you don't have that, straddle 2 boxes, hold on to a heavy dumbbell in between, stay nice and tall, squat your way down, check out the movement demos right after this. Part 2 is going to be 12 minutes alternating exercise. EMOM, very similar to what we talked about with the barbell, right, on TDY or on Power and Iron Up. But over here on TDY, you got 30 seconds, as many reps as possible, dumbbell power cleans. Here's the difference. On the barbell version for Power and Iron Up, it's a little bit more methodical, it's a little bit heavier, you're going to be a little bit more stability focused. On these, it's going to be a little bit more glycogen focused. You're going to stay tight. You're still going to send your butt back. You're going to stay real tall in your chest, swinging this thing up through from the bottom. And then you got the eternity of tuck jumps. So this entire thing here is a little bit more glycogen based. So you're welcome. Start the week with that. Lots of fun. Now here, as promised, like we said, 3 to 4 rounds. You could do 8 to 12 dumbbell elevated quad squats for the quads, and then dumbbell hamstring curls are good suitable substitutes for Power and Iron Up as well. 30-second rest, 1 minute bike / row / run if you don't have any of those things, and then rest 1 minute between rounds. Leg and muscle. Mobility major TBY is a little bit more like our fitness and sport. It's 4 rounds. You got 12 loaded backpack swings. So with this, same thing we've talked about in the past. You just want to stay tall. Really try to use your glutes to send this through. And since you're holding on to a backpack you don't want to destroy, you have to keep it pretty kind of controlled the entire time. I did all of these during the quarantine, these swings like this, and they work fantastic. You don't swing it as aggressive, so it ends up having a little bit more stability through the whole motion. 12 loaded backpack thrusters, everybody loves them, 200-meter run. And if you're real crazy, you can just wear your backpack on your 200-meter run, rest to recover breathing, then start next round, exactly like we talked about earlier. Part 2 is 4 rounds of 30-second slow, smooth, stiff leg toe touches. Check out the movement demos. 30 seconds each side, some stretch again. Resting 1 minute between rounds. Lag and muscle if you want it. Mobility major. Hey, pump is awesome all week. Hoo-yah, never quit.